Hey guys, my name is Grace, and as you can tell by the video, I got to experience a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I got to drive down to Rockford, Illinois and meet JC on his road trip tour. I got to go to the very first stop that he made. I just want to make this video to share with you guys my experience, how it was meeting JC, and just overall everything that I gained from it, everything that I got to do, and all the cool people that I met along the way. I just want to share my experience with you guys and just how I never thought that this could happen to me. It's honestly just amazing how life works out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna shut up because if I keep blabbing, I'll just keep going. Okay guys, we are gonna start this story from the very beginning to when JC first announced he was going on a road trip tour. He made an Instagram live video just letting all of his fans know that that's what his plan was to do, was to go on a road trip. He was going to be making 27 stops along the way, and that there would be tickets available that we could purchase to meet JC, hang out with him, and he really expressed that it was going to be like super personal. We'd play laser tag, we'd get to take pictures with him, and we would just get like one-on-one time with him, and it wouldn't be like, we wouldn't just show up and take a picture and leave. Like, we could actually talk to him and spend like a little bit of quality time with him. So when I first heard that, my first initial reaction was, wow, that would be the greatest experience ever. I would love to do that. It would be so much fun. But I knew that it wouldn't be ideal for me. I knew that the chances of me getting to go would be very slim. So then fast forward, like, I don't know if it was a couple days later or how much later it was, he uploaded a picture of all the places that he was going to be going to. And the first one on the list was Rockford, Illinois. And me being curious, I just put in my Google Maps because I'm like, I wonder how far it is away from Minnesota, which is where I'm from. And I typed it all in, and it was only like 5.5 hours away. And I thought, okay, that's not that bad. Like, maybe I could go. But the biggest problem was, I'm like, who can I find that's going to go with me? I shit you not, none of my friends are into YouTube. None of them would want to like go down to Illinois to experience this with me because it's not their thing, it's not what they're into, which I totally understand. And I know I'm 21 and I could go by myself, but going somewhere new by yourself is kind of like scary. It's not necessarily the safest thing to do. And I wouldn't want to drive in the car by myself for 5.5 hours. So that's when I was like, yeah, like, even though it's only 5.5 hours away, like, there's no way I'm going. I'm not going to be able to find anyone to go with me. So I completely ruled my friends out. And then the next people I was going to ask were my parents. My mom was the first person I was obviously going to ask, but she was like, no, I'm not driving to Rockford, Illinois. Like, I work. I don't do good driving to new places, whatever. She's like, just ask your dad. I'm like, my dad? I'm like, he's gonna say no too. And then I'm like, I'm just gonna go by myself. And my parents are like, no, you're not going by yourself. There's no way we'll let you do that. And I respect my parents. I wouldn't do that because, like I said, it's not the safest thing to do. So I asked my dad, and at first he was like, no, I don't want to do that. I didn't want to harass my parents or beg them to let me go, but I honestly just was real with them. I honestly told my parents, you know, I was like, Mom, Dad, you guys know how much I love YouTube. You know how much I love JC and Kian's videos. I'm like, you guys always find me in my room watching their videos, laughing, smiling to them all the time. It just would be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I knew that if I didn't take the opportunity or even try to go, that I would regret it. YouTube has kind of always been an outlet for me ever since I was in middle school. If I ever had a bad day at school, I would just come home and watch YouTube videos. It was like the one thing that would always make me laugh or always make me smile, and it would just change my mood completely. And it sounds super goofy and super silly, but everyone has an outlet and everyone's outlet is different, and YouTube was always my outlet. I would film videos when I was younger and I would never upload them, but it was still fun just to like be behind the camera and to be yourself. A lot of people don't get it when you say, you know, I love YouTube, I'm super passionate about YouTube. People just don't get it. And when I tell people like my biggest mentor is JC, they're like, who's JC? Is he a celebrity? And I never view I never view YouTubers as famous or celebrity. When I think of a YouTuber, I think of a creator, someone who's really talented, and a mentor. Every time I talk about JC, I never call him a famous person, a celebrity. I always say JC's my mentor, JC's a creator. I mean, they are famous and they are celebrities, I guess, in some people's eyes, but I just don't see them that way. I just see them as very talented, kind-hearted, and humble people. So getting to meet one of my favorite creators and my biggest mentor would mean the absolute world to me. I started watching JC and Caylen. The first time I ever watched their video was probably like years and years ago when they first did O2L, and I wasn't fully invested in YouTube then, but I had watched their videos a few times, and then fast forward, you know, to at least like a year or two ago, I re-found JC and Caylen on YouTube, and I started watching their videos, and I was hooked. I mean, my first 2 years in college were absolutely the most hardest times in my entire life. I don't want to make this video super personal and like super mushy, but I just want to share this just to kind of explain to people that YouTubers and what people do on social media can change your life completely. Just even by like making you laugh or smile can completely change your day, and how people on social media can inspire you and lift you up. It sounds so silly. So yeah, my first 2 years of college were super hard. I struggled a lot with, you know, going to college classes and finding a major that I wanted to do. I was so completely lost in life. I had no idea where I wanted to go. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I had such a hard time meeting friends in college and feeling like I fit in at all. And I honestly my life just fell apart those first 2 years in college. I was suffering from really bad anxiety, and I spent so much time like crying all the time, and I would just be so upset and so mad, and I couldn't understand why, and it would piss me off so bad because I just couldn't figure it out. The days when I literally felt like laying in bed the whole day, I would skip class. I wouldn't want to go, and I don't recommend anyone doing that. But the first initial instinct was always to whip out my laptop or pull out my phone and watch one of JC and Caylen's videos. It honestly would just change how I felt completely. I would be in such a terrible mood, and I would watch their videos and I would just start laughing and smiling. It's so powerful how people can just film a video, sit behind a camera, be goofy, be themselves, and upload it onto an amazing platform like YouTube, and how that video can get viewed by so many people across the world, and all those people who watch the video can smile and laugh and gain something from it, how it can change their day, change their mood, how it can inspire them, how it can help them get through whatever they're going through. And so I pretty much just explained to my parents that this would mean so much to me. And eventually my dad pretty much said, yeah, that he would take me, he would take off work, I would take off work, I would buy the ticket, and we would drive to Rockford, Illinois. And even when my dad agreed, it still didn't feel real, because I was like, what if I still don't make it there? Maybe I'll buy the ticket, but what if something happens, like our car breaks down, or what if, you know, I couldn't get off work, or something bad happened? It still didn't feel real. Even though I had bought the ticket, he'd already agreed to take me, it still didn't hit me that I was actually gonna go and I was actually gonna meet him. So we left Wednesday morning at 7:30, I think, and we got to Rockford, Illinois by around 2-ish, and I checked into our hotel, and I didn't know how early I should show up to the venue. The venue was at Laser Quest, it was just a laser tag place, and I wasn't sure, you know, I knew it was small, but I didn't know how small it was gonna be, so I didn't know if we had to show up like super early, if there'd be lines or whatever. So I ended up going a little bit earlier. I got to the venue at about 3:45, and there was a couple people standing outside, but then by 4 there was like probably like 6 or 7 people lined up at the door. So I'm like, all right, Dad, like I'll get out, I'll go in line with everybody. And I obviously showed up all by myself, and when I walked up, the 6 people that were there instantly just smiled at me, and obviously my first reaction was to like run up and talk to all of them. So, you know, we were all in line, we all started talking, and it was just so crazy how I met all these strangers, and they were honestly the sweetest, most nicest people, and we all just started talking like we had known each other forever. I, without a doubt, believe that JC has the most unbelievable fan base I've ever seen. The amount of positivity that people spread is unreal. The amount of love that people spread, all the fan pages of JC and Kian, it is crazy. There's so much love, and all the people on Twitter are always hyping you up, and JC's fan base is just so full of love, and the way they spread it all on social media is honestly crazy. It just makes me see the really, really good side of social media, and the side of social media that we need to focus on, and what we all need to do on social media is to spread love and to really network and connect with people who love the same things that you do. And we all waited outside for like a tiny bit, and then they started letting us in kind of like 1-2 at a time. There was probably about 25 of us total, and when I got in the building, I think that's honestly when it became real. It all became real, and I thought to myself, like, mama, I made it. Like, I'm here, this is happening, and I feel so incredibly grateful and blessed that I'm getting this opportunity. So we all got in line, and we all waited in line. We were all gonna meet JC. I was the only one that was by myself, you know, because I didn't have any friends to come with me, and everyone was just so nice and so welcome. We were all just talking and taking pictures and hyping each other up and just comforting each other, because everyone was kind of nervous to meet JC, you know. And it's so crazy because I was nervous leading up to meeting JC, but once I actually got there and I was standing in line, it was like all my nerves completely went away, and I was just excited. I was so freaking excited. And so when it finally came to my turn, I had my phone ready because I wanted to videotape me meeting him, and I'm so mad at myself. This is probably my biggest regret, is I didn't film myself meeting JC. Some girl offered, she was like, oh, I'll videotape it for you, I know you're by it yourself. And I don't know why I didn't say yes, because I was like, oh no, it's fine, like I'll just live in the moment. I don't want to be focused on like videoing and whatever. But I'm like, I should have, because now it's kind of a blur. I don't remember everything that I said to JC. I only remember certain things, and it would just be nice to have that video to look back on. I know there's pictures, but it's different. So I had my phone ready to, like, I literally had the video camera up and ready as I was walking in, and literally right at the door open, I just like quickly put my phone in my pocket, because I was like, no, like I don't want to videotape, I just want to stare at him. So I walk in, and my first reaction was to just, the first thing that I did was go, ah, then like I ran up and gave him a hug. And I don't remember exactly everything that we said, but you know, he asked me my name, and I'm like, I'm Grace. And he was like, oh, you're all by yourself. And I was like, yeah, I drove from Minnesota. I came with my dad. I couldn't find any of my friends that wanted to go. And he was like, oh, well, you're here now. That's super cool. Then we took some pictures on my phone, and he asked, he's like, do you want me to sign anything? And I was like, yeah, I want you to sign my shoe. And he was like, really? Your shoe? And I was like, yeah, my shoe. I knew that I wanted him to sign my shoe. I don't know why, but like, I knew that when I got to the venue that was the thing that I wanted him to sign, was my shoe. So he signed one of my Vans. He just wrote Caylen and then XX, his signature symbols. And I honestly, this is what bothers me, is I don't remember everything that we talked about, and I didn't even get to say everything that I wanted to say. I think I was just so taken back. I was so starstruck and so in a trance because I just couldn't believe that I was actually there. So I didn't even get to say everything that I wanted to say. I know I said something to him like, oh, you know, I work at a photography studio. My boss loves your pictures that you take. And he was like, oh, really? You want to send him, let's say hi to your boss, let's send him a video. And I don't know why I wasn't like, yeah, let's do it. Like I said, I think I was just I was so in a trance. I was like, yeah, blah. And so we're going to take a video, and then I was like, let's take a selfie instead. Stupid ass me. I don't know why I did that. And then, so when we were taking the selfie, I was hugging him, and the professional photographer took a picture and stuff. And this is literally the thing that I remember the most, because it was the cutest thing that he could have ever said to me ever. And I was hugging him. I was facing him, so my heart, like my chest was like touching kind of like the corner of him, I guess. and he was like, I don't know exactly what he said, but these are the two phrases that I think he said. I know he said it was something like this, but he was like, oh, I like holding you so close. I can feel your heart beating super fast. I don't know. It was something like that. It was just, it was so cute. Or he said something like, oh, he's like, wow, holding you so close. I can feel your heartbeat super, super fast. And I was like, oh. I was like, no, stop. Like, my heart and his heart were pretty much like touching like this. We were so close. I did not want to stop giving him hugs. I just wanted to keep hugging him, and I wanted, because being in the same room with him was just the most rewarding feeling. It's undescribable. It's unexplainable. Being in that room with him and seeing him was just, I never ever thought that it would happen to me, ever. So JC, if you see this video, here is what I wish I would have said to you in person. Thank you so much for always making me laugh and smile, and thank you for being such a humble and kind-hearted person. So glad I got the opportunity to see you on your road trip, to spend time with you, and just to finally meet you. You have always been and always will be my favorite YouTuber, my greatest mentor. You are so incredibly talented, and I can't wait to see all the amazing things that you continue to do in your life. Your fan base is amazing. We all love you, and I hope that I can only see you again one day. I'm not really sure how long I was in the room with JC, but it definitely felt like a long time, and I definitely got enough time to be in the room with him, and that was the best thing, was it wasn't rushed. His tour manager, everybody on his team, people at Laser Quest were literally and so he was like, I'll see you in there, and I was almost gonna say, I'm gonna kick your ass, but I was like, too much. And I know that I suck at laser tag, so I knew there was no way I was actually gonna beat JC. So my turn with JC was up, and there was still a bunch of girls behind me that were waiting to meet JC. So the people who were playing laser tag, we all kind of went into like a separate corner closer to the entrance of like the laser tag room. And we all just sat, like took pictures, talked, got each other's Snapchat, we followed each other on Instagram. We all just connected and talked, and it was amazing. It was amazing to be surrounded by so many sweet people, so many people who have the same interest as you, who love YouTube, people who have used YouTube as their outlet as well, who have gone through similar experience, similar feelings as you. It just was amazing to finally be around those kind of people. So shout out to all of you guys. I don't remember everybody's name, but I just want to say hi to Kendall, Reese, Kiara, Kirsten, McKenna. I miss you guys, and I hope that we can all meet again one day. So eventually we all got ready for laser tag because JC was almost done meeting everyone else. We got all our equipment on, and the girl from the quest, her name was Abby. She was the most sweetest, funniest person ever. She was bomb. She was so cool. She got us all ready for laser tag, got us all amped and hyped, and then we got all our gear on. She sent us in there, but JC wasn't in there with us yet, and that was kind of like the intense part of it. Was he was just gonna show up out of nowhere, because we're like, is JC in here? We knew that he probably wasn't, but she was like, I don't know, I guess you'll find out. So we all started playing, and I think 2 or 3 minutes into it, all of a sudden I heard people screaming, and I just heard JC laugh and like scream, and I think I ran into him. I don't know how many times I ran into him, but he was like a freaking ninja. Like, he just popped out of freaking nowhere, and he was wearing all black, which didn't help at all, because a lot of times if you're wearing like lighter colors like white, the fluorescent lights show it. and all you could see was like his curly hair and his like bandana, and he was just like, he was so fast, he was so hyped, he was so full of energy, he was genuinely having a good time. Every time you'd run into him, he would just scream and start laughing, and I obviously would do the same thing. So here are our scoreboards. JC's name was Hot Water, and he tagged me 6 times, and I only tagged him twice. I don't think that's accurate. I feel like I hit him so many times. Whatever. Anyways, JC freaking won.
I remember
644 points. Hot water!
Yeah, boy!
Everybody at the LQ sign this. It's really cool, so I hope you like that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wait, all y'all signed it?
Yeah.
Oh, whoa. I want y'all to sign it.
What
if I won one for each shot? Holy shit. Dude, holy
Yeah!
So anyways, when we all got out there, I knew that my time with JC was coming to an end. So I just told him, I was like, can I give you a hug goodbye? And so I hugged him, and he's like, sorry, I'm sweaty. And I'm like, oh, it's all good. And then I kind of like back off a little bit, and he's like, but you're sweaty too. And I was like, but leaving, I felt really sad because it was just sad to walk away from the experience. I was walking away happy, but I was also walking away sad because I didn't know if I would ever see JC again, and I didn't want it to end. I was having the greatest time of my life, spending time with him and being around all those amazing new people that I met, and just, it sounds so cliche, but I literally tweeted this. I said, JC's fan base honestly just feels like a huge family. When all of us in that room, when we were all surrounded by JC, and you saw how happy he looked to be with all of us in the pictures, we all just literally felt like a family, supporting one another and being there for each other. It was such an amazing, 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 amazing feeling, and I feel like I've been saying that throughout this whole video, but it was. Tickets are still available, guys, so if you are even hesitant or questioning if you want to buy a ticket, just do it. You will not regret it. You will have so much fun. JC gives you the time. He talks to you. He takes pictures with you. You will not regret it. Like I said, I didn't think that I would be able to do this. I didn't think the opportunity was ideal for me or even possible. But I knew that if I didn't at least try to take it, that I would regret it. So it is so worth it. Buy your tickets. Go meet JC. Don't be nervous to meet him. He is so, so, so sweet and down to earth. You will remember this forever. Also, if you go on tour, buy the merch. JC, of course, came in clutch with some dope-ass merch. Buy it. It's dope. It's so soft. Here's the back of it. Love you. Love you.